Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you are having a good day, and if not, just remember that there will be sunshine after the rain. I have 4 new stories for you today. The first story is about a family member who refuses to work and expects everyone to help him. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and enjoy. This post is the product of years of family drama that basically all center around my brother. He was raised as the true golden child of the family, much to the detriment of me and my sister. We were a very upper middle class family, and my brother was the center of the wrong crowd, and his life is in absolute shambles. He is 24 now, and if I had to guess, my parents have spent $500,000 on various colleges, rehab programs and facilities, actors' workshops, investment schemes, and on and on. It could be a little less. It could be a lot more. The heartbreak of seeing my brother fail time after time had to be a major factor in my dad having a heart attack and dying at 63 4 years ago. My brother showed back up in Chicago area last summer with a sob story about why he failed out of the last rehab my mom had paid for, but this time he claimed he was voluntarily homeless. My mom couldn't handle this, so without checking with me or my sister, Mom concocted this plan that the 3 of our households would take turns hosting my brother, so he wouldn't have to be on the streets. My mom's new boyfriend, who is a decent guy, can't stand my brother and probably put his foot down to taking brother on full time. So when I was told about this, and when my turn first came around, I told my brother that in no certain terms that he could stay, but he had to come to work at my company. I had to be with him at all times, and he had to pay his room and board through helping me with fixing up our house. He wanted no part of that and had chosen to be homeless during every 2-week period that he was supposed to come stay with me. I have not seen him, and since I know my mom and sister have not put a hard line on him, I know he is still using. Well, as the national news will tell you, we are in a massive deep freeze, and of course, this coincides with my 2 weeks to keep him. He showed up at my house on Friday night when we started hearing just how cold it was supposed to get. I told him that he had 4 choices. He could avail himself of the services that the city was putting together and remain homeless. He could go back with my mom or sister. He could take me up on my offer to work and help around the house, or I would buy him a bus ticket to Florida to get out of the cold. Well, I don't think he caught the meaning of a one-way bus ticket. What I know he thought was happening is that I was giving him a ticket to go party on the beach until the cold passed, and then I would provide for him to come home. When I dropped him off at the bus station earlier in the week, he point-blank asked me, "When and how will you send the return ticket?" I told him there was no return ticket. Take what I was giving him or stay in the cold. He proceeded then to unleash an angry, curse-filled rant, accusing me of every family sin under the sun until I kicked him out of my car. I know he got on the bus. Beyond that, I have no idea what happened to him, and I care even less. Edit. He absolutely knew I was giving him a one-way ticket. Sorry for the confusion. He just thought this was an open-ended party in Florida, and I would be sending him a return ticket when he was ready to come home. There was no illusion or subterfuge on my part about the ticket. My mom is outraged at me, to the point where she is talking about suing me for great bodily harm, whatever that is supposed to mean, cutting me out of her will and estate, and even telling my wife she'll introduce her to divorce attorneys. My sister has quietly thanked me because she wasn't sure how she was going to break it to Mom that she wasn't taking my brother in anymore because her fiancé was sick of him. So from the view of my mom, I am not only an idiot, I have apparently put my brother's life in danger. From me and my sister's view, I have washed our hands of a long-standing problem, at least for a little while. So, am I the idiot? Edit. There's one thing I just want to address really quickly. Some people are saying, yes, the idiot, because I blame my dad's heart attack on my brother. Surely you can say that my dad may have had a heart attack sooner or later, but he died at 63 years old. Other men on his side of the family have lived well into their 80s and 90s. My dad's dad is still alive as an example. My two great-grandfathers lived to 98 and 102 as another example. There is no doubt in my mind that stress of having to deal with my brother absolutely contributed to his poor health. I am no doctor, but the links between stress and heart trouble are very well established, and it got so bad at the end that my dad's own cardiologist was advising him that he had to let my brother go, or it would kill him. My dad died after a series of small heart attacks, and a big one, that started occurring after he went to somewhere in New Mexico and rescued my brother, who was P himself for D, all while my parents were sending him something like $3,500 a month for living expenses to get himself back on track. To me, the link is so absolute that I feel 100% justified in blaming my brother for my dad's death. You can judge me all you like, but the pictures of how my dad changed from a robust man in his late 30s when my brother was born to a broken shell by the time he died would maybe change your judgment. I don't think OP is an idiot. The opposite. He is the only one sensible in the family. I know it's hard because OP's brother is an addict, but the thing is that it doesn't look like he wants to change and get better. I understand Mother is worried for him, but nothing will change if the family keeps running after him and helping. What really shocked me is her threatening to sue OP. Really? That's just ridiculous. I have a small group of close friends, all males around the age of 25, that I hang out with almost every day. We've all known each other almost all our lives, and recently, about 1.5 years, we got a new addition to our group, John. I never really liked John. He was rude, obnoxious, and would always talk like he knows everything. He was also incredibly pretentious. A friend of mine said Einstein once, and John interrupted him to say, "I have no idea who you are talking about. Do you mean the renowned scientist Albert Einstein?" I once put up a Snapchat story saying, "I love college football," and he replied to my story with, "It's called gridiron, you moron." I don't understand how, but my friends readily accepted him into our friend circle. On one night, about 5 or 6 months ago, we had a little get-together and were just drinking and having fun. John was kind of tipsy. We had some new girls show up, so I was kind of working my charm on them. They asked me what I did, and I went, "I'm a biomed engineer." I don't know why that triggered John so much. But he went into this hour-long tirade about how I'm just a drone in a rat race. He kept telling me about how I'm just like every other person and lacked creativity. He later passed out, but his little tirade became a running joke in our group. Every time I mentioned work or anything, John would start roasting me. He nicknamed me Drone and kept calling me that even though I expressed multiple times that I don't like to be called a drone. He would keep telling me about how easy engineering is. He watched some intro to engineering courses online, and that any monkey with a brain can do what I do. That really pissed me off. Once, I told him to shut the duck up, but he was like, "What are you gonna do? Fight me? I dare you to swing." I didn't want to fight him, so now I started getting referred to as a P. At this point, it is relevant to bring up what John does. He's a photographer who works as a barista at Starbucks. How good is he? Honestly, he started off as an annoying kid with a DSLR, no talent, and a Facebook page where he uploaded 3 out of 10 pictures. Over the years, he got slightly better, but it's still terrible. I'd say he's more of a 5 out of 10 now. 2 weeks ago, he got rejected from his dream job and made an Instagram post about how National Geography discriminated him because of his skin color, brown. Last week, we had a surprise birthday party at his place with his family. He lives with his parents and friends. At the party, I apologized to him. I hadn't met him since the post, and said, "I'm sorry you didn't get Nat Geo." To which he got angry again and said, "I'd rather eat my own crap than be a drone like you. What I'm doing is making real art, and it's something your robot brain will never understand, now or in the future. So I actually feel sorry for you." He said stuff like this in front of a girl I was with who got so enraged that she left and told me to tell them that she's sick or something. That's it. I duck and lost it. We were handing out mics to talk about our favorite memory with John, and I took that opportunity to say, "Well, John, your pictures ducking suck. No wonder Nat Geo rejected you. You're a 27-year-old barista with no college degree, mooching off your parents and taking worse pictures than any jackass with an iPhone camera. You're not going to amount to anything in life, so I get cut off here." His dad grabbed the mic and shoved me. John came charging at me, but everyone just held him back. The rest of the guys were like, "Get him out of here," and I got kicked out. No one has talked to me since the incident, and John blocked me from all social media. Our group chat has been pretty silent too. John also apparently made a roast post about me. I don't know if I should apologize to him or not. Sorry for the long post. I know John is an idiot, but am I the idiot? I don't understand why all of the friends are saying nothing when John is taking a piss on OP, but starts defending John straight away after OP starts to stand up for himself. What kind of friends do that? They're not friends. Not an idiot, OP, and well done. I don't care for my family as much, since they plan on leaving everything of value to my brother, because he's a man. Let me just start off with, it's not about the money. This is just the final straw, at least from my perspective. I'm my family's firstborn, but I'm a girl. My brother is a boy, and we both hail from a patriarchal European Christian family, where it's expected that women should both study, find a job, marry, have kids, but also not be stingy over their share of inheritance that usually goes to their brothers. Which is okay. I have my own life. I'm a grown-up person, and I don't rely financially on my family, nor do I need anything from them. It still kinda hurts. It began when I was 7 or 8, when I had to do chores that my brother was excused from because he was a boy. His driving lessons were paid for, mine weren't. When my father planned on getting remarried, he divorced my mother. He told me that he can't have 2 women living under the same roof, and that I should move out so his wife could move in. So I did move out. Now I'm in my 20s. I don't live with them anymore, but when I come over, my grandpa and grandma ask me to iron my brother's shirts, vacuum the place, wash the dishes. When I ask them why can't my brother do it, he lives with them, they say, he's a man. As if having a pee makes you physically incapable of ironing your own damn clothes. I sometimes do some of this stuff, but only because my grandma is old, and I can't watch her being used as a house slave for every male in my family. From their perspective, I'm probably selfish, and I don't understand that. They paid for my education, cared for me when I was sick, tried to minimize the traumas I had in my life from things irrelevant to this story, and they loved me in their own way. They do love me, and they do care for me. Things aren't that black and white. I love my brother. We're close, and we'd die for each other if we had to. I love the rest of my family as well, some more than others. This isn't a big thing since I don't rely financially on them, and I don't live with them, but these little things carve themselves into the picture you have of your family. Edit. Somebody told me to edit the post to clarify my brother's stance. He wants to share the inheritance with me, and he had his share of problems with my family, just like I did, just not regarding to the inheritance. He's a true bro. I should add that my brother was the one that took care of my family when my father told me to move out. So I can, in a way, understand why they would favor my brother. But then again, moving out wasn't my choice. I was a teen. As I said, my father told me to move out because he was remarrying. Now my family is telling me my father didn't mean it, and that it was basically my own rebelliousness that made me go away. Deep down, I know I'm not the idiot, but I also feel guilty and grabby. I don't understand why OP thinks she is selfish or an idiot. Not selfish, and not an idiot. It is so cruel to tell your daughter to move out in her teens because his new wife is moving in and he can't have two women living under the same roof. What the duck? Really? And OP is saying they love her in their own way. I don't know. I'm just speechless. I feel very sorry for OP. I hope her brother will share the inheritance with her. A bit of backstory is needed to explain her mentality. Her father ran an extremely successful construction business that his father left to him in a large city. He regularly was winning multi-million-dollar construction bids, and once he asked his now wife, my fiancé's mother, to marry him, he told her to quit her job and that she wasn't going to work anymore. Now to us. I'm 28, she is 26, and we have been dating for about 3.5 years now. We both have student loan debt up to our eyes, and the only reason we have a house is because her father gave her one about 2 years ago. There is no way we could afford a house right now. Yeah, student loan debt and various credit card debt we both have. Her family is wealthy, and her father is great, but he also believes in making your own way. I respect that, and am super grateful for what he has done so far with the house and bailing us out a few times when things got pretty bad. So now to us. I proposed to her 2 months ago, and it was all great. Both families like each other, and we get along great. However, last week my wife-to-be told me she put in her 2 weeks' notice and is extremely happy to finally be a wife and not work anymore. What? We had our first major fight right there, because we need her income to survive, especially if we are going to have a kid in a year or so like we plan to. I'm not in a position like her father was to fully support a family on my income alone, not to mention her debt piled on top of mine. Also, if she never planned to use her degree once she got married, why did she take all the loans? I also found out she would have 0 student loan debt if she went to what her father calls a real school. She went to a local state college because her boyfriend at the time was going to go there even though she was accepted at other schools. Now, I'm not going to argue her dad's an ass to pay for college at one school and not the other, or blame her for wanting to be with a boyfriend at the time and taking student loan debts to go be by him. That's the past. And when you think you are in love or are in love, you do some stupid things sometimes. However, I cannot marry her if she honestly won't work now that she's a wife. I get that it's her mother's kind of fairy tale that happened to her, but I'm not wealthy enough to do that. We talked about doing that for 3 to 4 years once we have a kid, because I do believe that a child should always have one parent around and not just daycare, babysitters, because daycare is extremely expensive. Then once our kid gets into pre-K, she should return to work part-time, then full-time once school actually starts. Now, apparently that plan we had is moot, and her new plan is to never work again because I popped the question. Not cool, and her mom is fully behind her decision. The dad is way more level-headed and took me out to drink and told me there will be no bad feelings if I back out because I shouldn't be expected to do that unless I'm in a financial position to do so. Am I the idiot if I give her an ultimatum to work or not get married? I also don't want to get married on the back of an ultimatum. I just don't see that being healthy either. Edit. Her father agrees with the stay-home mom until the kids are in school, so he was going to give us what she would have made in 4 years to cover her staying home once we have a kid. However, that stops once the child is in school. Her new plan is to just get pregnant and have a kid every few years, even though we agreed to only 2 children. Odd situation, but not a forever deal. Okay, guys. So this woman was raised to believe that after she gets married, she won't need to work and can be a stay-at-home mom. That's the example she had in her family, and it looks like nobody told her that sometimes it doesn't work out that way. I am surprised that her father told OP that he will understand if OP backs out. Looks like he understands what kind of person he raised. I think OP needs to cut his engagement right now and have a serious talk about everything and not leave anything on the line. OP's fiancé has the delusional thought of having the lifestyle her mom had, and that's not realistic. She clearly does not realize the financial, emotional, and physical burden of having kids, and the impact it will have on OP. Money is one of the top reasons why marriage doesn't work out.